Hi, we haven't done a vlog recently, what with it being a very busy time for us in our world at the moment, as I'm sure it is for many of you, as more and more of our clients are talking to us about having vacancies, not having enough candidates, feeling the pressure, and it's been well documented in the press that there are shortages out there, and this is positive. We are in a world of having more vacancies, a record number of vacancies, particularly in Somerset at the moment, but also UK wide. And it's not a bad problem, but it is when a client is feeling the pinch of feeling understaffed. It's putting pressure on existing employees, and it's also hindering your growth. So I wanted to talk to you today about the cost of that vacancy. And there is a difference between the cost of your vacancy and the cost of recruitment, because I'm not just talking about practical costs of recruitment around agency fees or ATS systems or HR. I'm talking about the cost of having that role vacant in your business for longer than necessary, and how we might be able to help you find a solution, because compromise is king in this situation. So I've got a few ideas for you. So when we talk about the cost of a vacancy, what do I mean? So if we were to look at a typical recruitment consultant vacancy, the average recruitment consultant is targeted £10,000 a month. So for example, if you've had somebody in your position and they decided to hand their notice in, it's probably likely that within their last month they weren't necessarily generating anything. So you've got a month's probably underperformance there. And then they may leave and you haven't found a replacement. So there's potentially another month there where you're looking to find someone, and the average time it takes to fill a role, if you're using an agency, is 27 days. So there's a month, but actually in the current market, it could be longer. So there's another month without that £10,000. You then might find someone, if you're lucky, within that 27 days who might be on a month's notice. They might be on 3, but let's say you're lucky at the moment. So that's a month without that person in. So we're already talking 2 to 3 months without person in that vacancy. That's £27,000 that's cost you. Let's be honest, if you're taking somebody in, their first month is going to be training. They're not going to have a huge pipeline, so the chances of them converting up to that £10,000 is highly unlikely. That's £37,000 that vacancy has now cost your business. And I'm talking recruitment, and I'm talking 10,000 because it's an easy number for me to sit here and add up while I'm talking. But actually, guys, that is the reality. If you have a vacancy in your business, which is a sales generating role or an income generating role, the math is simple. Look at their target. Look at how long that role has been vacant, and that's how much that is costing your business. And when you add that up to the stresses and strains that is causing to your other employees, some of them might be considering walking out the door as well. So it's absolutely vital that we get creative and that you start to think about solutions to filling those holes sooner rather than later. So first of all, what can we compromise on to get our vacancies filled? Well, first of all, the salary. You might have historical benchmarks that you want to work to, but you've got a perfect candidate sitting in front of you that's asking for £2,000 more than you're willing to pay. Okay, so how much is that £2,000 really to you when you're considering that you're potentially losing £37,000 in lost revenue? £2,000 equates to £38 per week. How is that looking for you now? Secondly, there's skills. Okay, you might have your perfect person in mind that has a set of skills that can come in and they can hit that ground running. Well, that's all well and good, but what's happening if they're not out there? Have you considered looking at apprentices? Have you considered looking at taking somebody in based on their relevant and transferable skills? Because if your training is good, if you've got good people around that they can learn from, it doesn't take that long for someone with the right attitude and the right aptitude to get up to speed. What's more, do you know your existing staff very well? Is there somebody in your team who actually wants to push themselves, who wants to develop, that could fill that hole, which you can then backfill with someone that may be an easier step into your business? So think about who you've already got, and is there anyone there that you can actually upskill and develop, and they may well stay with your business longer as a result. Flexibility, absolutely key. We've seen companies transform into working from home businesses literally overnight, yet suddenly there may be a reluctance. We've opened up, we've got our teams back into the office, and that's how we want to do it. That's fine, but if you've got gaps in your business, have you considered a little bit more flexibility, allowing some people to work from home, perhaps allowing someone being completely remote? Someone in Somerset, for example, may have a commercial account handler role. Well, why wouldn't you consider someone from Leeds who has all the skills, the system knowledge, who's available straight away? Does it matter that they're not sat in your office? And part-time. Okay, ideally you want a full-timer, but is there someone out there who's part-time, who might want school hours, but who could actually potentially do the work of a full-time person? Think about this creatively on what you can compromise on. And your methods of recruitment. So you might think you're doing everything, but are you? Are you allowing yourself every chance of success by having multiple funnels to your recruitment process? Yeah, indeed's one option, but it is just one option. There's lots of other things, and maybe you don't know what you don't know. So talk to professionals about how you could be expanding your search. Let's just go back to that £37,000. If your vacancy is open for 3 and a bit months, that's the cost of that vacancy to your business. So if you want to know more about how we can stop that amount of money growing by the day, please do get in touch, and we'd be more than happy to help you, and have a great day. Thank you.